This is part 3, riding my Core 5 back from 24-hour fitness towards Carpinteria. And I'm passing under the 101 freeway, headed toward the ocean here. Level 4 and 5, I'm getting it on. Probably, up to the maximum speed, 28 miles an hour. Mindful of traffic, which is not too bad today. This is Saturday, August 13th, 2022. So anyway, I'll just talk during key moments. You can see I'm not quite in the bike path, but there's nobody behind me here, and I'm keeping up with the traffic. Just squeaked by that light. And up here, let's see what happens. Looks like I'm going to get lucky and make this light. There's the Santa Barbara Wharf there. This is Cabrillo. Turning left on Cabrillo. Traffic is pretty light going in this direction. Have to watch out. They allow parking over on the right. Gosh, years ago they used to allow RVs. People would park their RVs along here. God, I'd forgotten that. Much wider, and eventually they cracked down and you can't park an RV much anymore. I mean, they'll relax for a while, but now it's pretty much discouraged. This, I believe, is Garden. Oh, there was nobody coming. I blew through that light. Chase Palm Park on the right. They have a nice big sidewalk there, right there on the right, and then a bike path on the other side of the grass. Gosh, 79 years old now, and I'm thinking I moved up here in 79, and Reagan got elected, and he had that place up in the Rancho Cielo, or my ranch was Rancho Cielito Lindo in Toro Canyon. His ranch was the other way. I can't think of the name of it now. But anyway, so that was kind of a fun era. The press and I think Secret Service and different people would come up to the Sheraton Spa. There was a Sheraton hotel up here a little ways. The one on the left now is Red Lion, or maybe it's something else now, but it was built by Fess Parker back in the early 80s. Just a high-end hotel and restaurant. Anyway, you can see it's going pretty well here. You got the light, and if there's nobody coming, I'll run through. There's no through cross road traffic. It's usually for pedestrians. And I always give way if there's a pedestrian there. And you can see they've got the Shero here, which means you pretty much are entitled to the entire lane here. Slow down, let the traffic get through. Nobody coming, perfectly safe. Nobody around. Probably going 25 miles an hour through here, level 4 and 5. It's a little uphill. Anyway, right there on the left, that used to be called the Marmonti. When I moved here in 1980, it might have still been the Marmonti, but then the Sheraton, I take it back, it's right here on the left, right there. And I enjoyed the club there from about 1980 until they sold it to the Radisson, and they closed it in 1993. And I was just you know, almost every day I would come off my ranch, you know, at sometime afternoon after working up there in the morning, and I was running then, and I'd run in this direction very often, sometimes in the other direction on Chase Palm Park on the grass. I preferred the grass. Over here there was grass on the left. You can see the volleyball courts over there on the right, on the right. Now we have the bird refuge on the left, and I could cross over and they have grass over there. I much preferred grass to asphalt. And it doesn't matter, my knees are shot, and I just had a hip replacement. But I seem to be able to get by on my knees. I mean, they're not good. They're kind of loose and painful at times, but I'll just go as long as I can go on them. Doesn't hurt at all to ride a bike. And the hip, though, that was different. That was pretty bad, you know. It just went down quickly over a period of about 6 months. And I didn't want to do the replacement, but it just wasn't really, I'm glad I did, you know. I mean, when you can't, you can barely put your shoes and socks on because it hurts to lift up your leg. Anyway, I could go to the right up here, but that's Channel Drive. It's a good walk. It's a nice walk, and it's a good run. I used to run that direction, and it's okay on a bike, but it's just a lot of congestion. You know, people, looky-loo people just not paying any attention. So it's just kind of a bother. You know, you got double parked cars, U-turns, dogs, all kinds of trouble. And here you can see I'm squeaking by, and there's traffic coming off the freeway on my right, but obviously they're stopped. It used to be, you see that off to the right, that used to be a freeway on-ramp. And they don't have one. They made it safer. There's no doubt about that, because that on-ramp went uphill. It was an uphill on-ramp into a fast lane. I mean, it was kind of exciting. I mean, you think this is fun, this bike thing, getting on that freeway uphill. In fact, there was a guy a professor at City College who got in a bad accident, and I think he lost his legs right there getting on the freeway. So I ride the sidewalk here, and those people got out of my way. You got kind of spaced out looking people around, but they were conscious enough to get out of my way. And you can ride the freeway rather than the sidewalk. I mean, not the freeway, but this frontage road. I much prefer the sidewalk because it really squeezes you down. You get squeezed up there in the roundabout. So this is good here. Not too much traffic. Coast Village Road. There'll be a Chevron station on the right coming up. I remember I found a dog there about 1989. Let's see, what year was that? Anyway, I was getting gas up there, and I found this seemed abandoned, you know, and no collar or no tag. And I took it home, and I took it flying with me. Got sick in the airplane. I was flying airplanes back then. I had a Belanca Cruisair. But I let the people know, I let the animal shelter know I found a dog, and a few days later I gave it back to them. There you go. See how it is? But anyway, so that's how I got that dog, that Beagle Bo, a lovely dog. Just love that dog. Okay, we're just coming along. Gotta watch it. They just pull right out in front of you. I think I cursed at them. Just pull right out in front of you. And then up here, it's just squeezing by, you know, not, gotta be careful. They might make a right turn. Somebody can back up. Right here, look at this. They just, which way, which lane, which lane, which lane. He's right, straddling. Then they pull over. Sometimes they'll be right in the left lane and then just suddenly pull over. This person here on my left is very aggressive. You know, they hate being passed. Oh, they don't like it at all, even though you don't really, so now I'm pissed. So I'm chasing him. No chance. Even at, 30 miles an hour, it's not enough. No, that was fine. That was fine. Nobody did anything too crazy. So just cruising along here. I think this is this has got a few more minutes. I'm coming up on San Isidro. And as I recall, I hardly even had to slow down. Had to slow down some, but the cars are traffic light today. Very ideal. It's a cheap camera. I think I said that. Not high quality. It doesn't even. It's in a plastic case for underwater. So there is a microphone, but apparently I don't even have the sound turned on. And even if I did, it's inside that box. It's not a GoPro. These things, you can buy them now for 30, 40, 50 bucks. And this one, I had troubles with it. The battery died on me, but I finally got that problem resolved, and I got good battery out of it. It lasted all the way home. I think I had almost an hour of recording, called a Van Top Moment 3 4K. Well, I guess it's even capable. I think it's even Wi-Fi. Could be connected to Wi-Fi. But I'm not into spending a lot of time with the technology. Here's one that Hickson again, it's clear on the left. Perfectly, okay. It was safe. I'm not a model bicyclist. I'm not obeying all the rules, so this is up to you. And I'm not recommending anybody ride the way I ride. So just cruising along here. We'll be coming up to Summerland. They're doing so much work. It'll be great when it's done, but it's been going on for years. They have the 101, just, with the K-rail. I mean, you're just in this little prison. If anything goes wrong, there's no off-ramp. I mean, you're just, and they do, frequently have something goes wrong and a big traffic jam. But it's coming along. I just hope I live long enough to enjoy the smooth, wide freeway for a couple of years. They put up these sound walls, and they definitely, I live in a mobile home park next to the freeway, and the sound wall does look a lot better, but I can't say that you still hear the noise. It travels up, and on clear days, when there's no cloud cover, it's a lot noisier. The clouds seem to absorb the sound coming up from the ground and spreading out. It's an interesting thing. Okay. Oh, I love it. It's so much fun. I mean, I've said I ride a road bike a couple times a week, and once a week I'll do this